idea with some ideas in mind. It's just me. I mean, he could play if he wanted to. I couldn't make it into a server, but yeah, it's just me. Yeah, it's still on here. I didn't get rid of it. Aw, you're not a jerk. It's easy to forget. Right. I understand exactly how it goes. Wait, what the? What the fuck? This works. We're asking me. Yeah. The main reason to be in the server is when we do YouTube or Dragon Ball. Like, we watch something together. But, like, really? Let me change a couple of things here. Oh. Tractor. My horsepower is not good enough for this plow. There you are. Hi, baby. Alright, if you still hear yourself, I can fix it. Do you hear yourself?
Yes, I do.
Alright, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Chill out. Alright, now try.
Hello? Yes.
Like, you do hear yourself or don't?
Right.
Alright, hold on. Am I quiet or loud?
You're normal.
Normal. I may turn myself down a little bit,
Okay.
but there's logic to this. There we go. Try now.
Hello? That's good. I'll just turn myself off to not loud.
Alright, hold on. Let me change you one more time. Hold on, I'm making a couple more adjustments. Alright, how about now?
Hello?
I had to turn down my mic sensitivity, so I'm probably pretty quiet right now. Really? Huh. I also moved the microphone closer, so I don't know. Maybe I was like having the microphone too far away from me. And so the microphone, in order to compensate, I've been turning the microphone sensitivity up, but really it was way too fucking high. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Anyways. No, 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 no. No, not mad. Not mad, baby. I love you, hon. Yeah, so fun the stream. Can I explain to you what I'm trying to do? What? Wait, what? Wait, what do you think I said? Oh, I was saying, can I? Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay. You mind if I explain to you what I'm trying to do here? Okay. So, did I already explain to you how, like, bales are made? Silage, I mean? Okay, right. And so, you know, the basics of it is you have to mow the grass, you have to collect the grass into the baler, and then you have to wrap it. And then you wait until it turns into silage, like ferment, similar to like alcohol or something. Some sort of chemical reaction, whatever that is. I don't know what silage is good for. Probably for food for animals, I would assume. And maybe for fertilizer. I don't know. I'll have to do research on that later. But basically, I was thinking the AI will do a lot of things, but there's a lot of things the AI won't do. Like you can see over here, I have this AI plowing the fields. He'll do that. What he won't do, so what he will do, he'll plow the field, he'll plant, he'll harvest, he will windrow. Do you remember what a windrow is? The whole purpose of a windrow is when you cut the grass, it brings it all to one line, into one spot, so that whenever you use a baler, you just go over the one line. Does that make sense? Think of it as a crop gatherer, basically. And so, or a crop organizer. So it just puts it all on a line to make it easy for the baler. Or for whatever else you're trying to pick it up with. Now, the AI, so this is a baler right here. All it does is it picks up the grass and it turns it into some sort of compact form of grass, whether it's a circle or a cube or whatever. This one does circles. Now, the AI will not bale. It doesn't know how to do it. That's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because I'm lazy. Yeah. But actually, other reasons too. Like, if you had, let's say I had, so I'm going to go to the screen here. It's going to take a while for you to catch up, I know, but I'm going to zoom out here.
No, I'm pretty caught up actually.
Really? Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm only like a few seconds.
So last time we had like these fields, just these. This time on this game, I went ahead and got this field, way bigger, just one field, and I can buy all of these and combine it into one huge field later on. But anyways, now imagine I had like all of this and I had all of this. Imagine that, right? One man is not able to do that much work on his own. You have to have workers, right? And the more you can automate, the more money you're going to make, right? Even if it's human workers, because you're going to make a lot of that profit yourself. Now, the worker will not bale, but he can mow grass. So what I'm doing is you can put the bale on the back, and you can put the mower on the front. Where's the mower? There it is. Here's the mower. So it's only a small mower. It's going to go on the very front. So it's going to take him a long time to mow all that freaking grass. A long time. But why would I intentionally use a small mower? Nope. It's a puzzle. You probably won't figure it out, though. No, he will. He'll use a big mower. So. No, it is cheaper, though. But the reason is because So I'm trying to trick the AI into baling grass. If I put something on the front that he can do with the grass, he can pull the baler along, turned on, and it'll function by itself. He doesn't know how to run it, but he'll bring it with him while it's turned on. Does that make sense? So if I make him mow the grass, while the grass is being mowed in front of him, the baler will still pick it up. So we're not going to be able to take advantage of the windrower because we're not going to like mow a bunch of grass and put it all in one spot. But he will mow the grass very inefficiently. But not only does he mow the grass, because he's not windrowing, you don't have to pay a worker to windrow, and you don't have to bale it yourself. Now, the whole point is I'm using the mower to trick the AI into mowing and baling at the same time. So if you count like not having to windrow, that's like 3 jobs all in one. I'm tricking an AI into doing 3 jobs. Now, here's the best part. I thought about it and I was like, now the last thing you need to do is wrap. I don't want to do that manually either. So, we're not trying to make the most profit we can out of our field. No. Look at how much field we got. We got a shit ton of field. We're fine. We're trying to make it as efficient as possible to where we can manage as many crop fields as possible and not worry too much about necessarily how much yield they make. As long as it's most of it, it'll still make a huge profit, right? So, here I have a baler wrapper combo. This will do the job of baling and wrapping at the same time. The problem is every time this is full, and while it's like moving back here to go into the wrapper, it won't pick up any grass. So every once in a while along its path, it'll miss grass. I'm okay with this. But because the mower on the front is a little bit smaller than because the mower on the front's a little bit smaller, it should pass by and catch some of that grass on every pass. Now, this is really fucking slow for the AI worker, but it is doing 4 jobs all at once. He is mowing. He is windrowing because he doesn't have to windrow. I'm counting that. And he is baling and he is wrapping. He is doing 4 jobs all at once, even if it's really slow. Now, for a field as big as this, the goal, I don't care if he does it really fast. I just need him to do it automatically so I can go farm another field myself. And the goal is to make as many setups as this as I can, is to get mower, tractor, baler, wrapper combo. And as big a set as we can get. And that way, the only thing I have to do, I don't have to replant grass, because once it's planted, it's good. Let me check on this worker over here. Yeah, he's good. But I don't have to replant grass. Once you plant it, you just cut it, and cut it, and cut it. That's why grass is so easy. Now, the only thing I'll really have to do is I'll have to get this bale loader here and just grab the bales. That's it. All I have to do is tell the AI worker when to mow, when to start, and he'll do everything else. It's basically free money. Now, the only downside to this is in order to have all this equipment right from the get-go, on the game mode called Starting from Scratch, I had to take out a $500,000 loan. I maxed out that loan. So, yeah, our interest is 0.33%, which isn't that bad, but that does mean every month it'll cost us, let's see, what was it? I don't remember. It'd be like 2,000 or something. So yeah, the whole purpose of this is to make an AI worker do 4 things at once. Yep, that's the goal. All I'm doing right now is I had to rent a few things that I'm not going to need later, like this plow. I'm not going to need that. I'm never going to have to plow until I get another field again. Are you missing shit? No, okay, you're getting that. Okay, I was about to be mad. I thought he was missing that. I was about to be mad at my AI worker. No, you're doing great. I love you. Anyways. No, yeah, you're doing great, babe. All I gotta do is wait for him to finish plowing. Then I can return some of my leased items. The 2 plows are leased. I was gonna do 2 plows at once, but it's too fidgety, so I'm just gonna let him finish it. and then I'm gonna make sure this guy plants all the grass, and then we have to sleep like 3 nights, 4 nights, something like that, and then the grass will be lush and tall, and then we're ready to just get that engine running. The more of these mower, tractor, baler, wrapper combos we get, the more money we'll make, and then we'll pay toward the. We will pay toward the. I think once we get like, I'll have to leverage the debt because it's only 0.50%. It's actually better to buy more fields, like as much as we can, as fast as we can, until a certain point, and then we'll just tackle the debt just because we can. I'm gonna try to buy every single one of these fields soon. Like this one's like what? I don't even know. Oh, it's one field. Okay, 161,720. Oh my God. Oh, is it because you can turn all this into a field if you wanted? Holy shit, I didn't know that. Damn, I can have a massive field. I didn't know that. That's cool. But yeah, so that's the plan. Yeah, buddy. It's okay. Cutie. Well, go ahead. Take your time. Mm-hmm. Ooh. You make me want to try some. Is it legal for me in Tennessee? I don't think it is. Wait, really? I see. Kelly's home. Probably been home. I probably forgot what time it was. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Why is it so hot in my room? Why? It's warm. Dude, my room's always warmer. I don't know why. Hi, Kelly. Where is she? I thought she was. I don't know where she went. Back door? Smoking weed? I don't know. Alright, anyways. You know what I almost forgot to do? I realized I have not paid my utilities yet. Ooh. They usually come in the middle of the month anyways, the way I have them set up, but I'm like a couple days late or something. But yeah, I'm looking at my power. It doesn't look like I'm like, no interest or anything, so no late fees yet. So, and actually, I think that you have a whole month to pay on the month before. I think I've just been ahead on payments, actually, like on time, which is probably rare as fuck for most people. So, let me go ahead and pay it, but I need to add my Cash App to my stuff. Mm, 24, 28. Confirm. There we go.
Interesting.
All right, so. All right, that's paid now. Let me double check, make sure my rent's paid. I know my rent's paid. Of course it is. That's like the first thing I did. Of course. What? Let me check my internet now, cause I forgot. Anything I can't believe I almost forgot that. That's fucked up. Do I not have this as a shortcut? Thought I did. You'll be proud of me. I've been slowly deleting a bunch of my apps on my phone. A bunch of, dude, I was on my tablet. I'm like, why is it so slow? Fuck. And I like one day I was like, let me just delete this. Let me just delete this. And I started deleting shit. And it was fast as fuck. I'm like, oh, oh. It's like, oh, that makes sense.
Usually the map pops up. It's just almost all of these days.
Ooh, I would share a gummy with Kelly. Oh, FedEx will fire me. I might not be able to do that. You know what? I'm gonna have to wait. I'll do it another time. I wish I could, but they do random drug tests, seriously. So,
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
that's fair enough considering we drive and everything. Internet. Let me log in. Sign in. I'm trying to see how much I owe on the internet. I'm pretty sure it's 80 like it has been.
I got pretty high dosage this time.
Oh.
Let's see, where's Tennessee?
Below Kentucky, above Mississippi.
Neptune, yes, vacation.
It's the really long state.
Yep, I found it.
Good.
But anyway, usually I get my this place. I get my good stuff from other places. I got a, what did I get this time? I didn't get the high pound secret, that's too for me. I got some cheese, and then I also got the sauce maple Szechuan.
Oh. Definitely a game for that. Just saying.
I'm pretty excited about it.
You need to like, you know, invite me over so, you know. Dude, once your schooling's done, I'm just saying. I'm coming your way. When you're ready. When you're ready. So you said you didn't want me to like move when you're living with your mom, but I could definitely visit, right? Yeah. No. Yeah. It'd be strange. Yeah. I agree. Um, so I was thinking a lot about, my financial future, and you may go into that or no? Okay. Okay. None of that scared you, or did that make sense? Did you agree with a lot of it? Uh, uh, Part of me was slightly worried that like, oh no, I hope this doesn't somehow make us incompatible or something. But I don't think it will, as long as our goals are compatible. They don't have to be the same. Um, the only thing I'm worried about is, so I was listening to uh, a talk between Dave Ramsey and what's his name, Ben Shapiro. I heard from him for a minute, huh? And they were talking about like they believe it's really funny. Their solutions are really right, like about like cutting spending and deregulating and stuff like that, and actually fixing the budget. I was like, okay, I agree with this, but they're like coming up with reasons why America like is kind of sucky right now, and they're like, oh, it's because they don't want to work, and I'm like, that's not why. Shut up. That's not why. I think I don't know. I think there's too much of oh well, boomers are stupid because of this, or this is because of this. And I'm like, hey, I think we all have something to say. I think it's more like that. Anyways, but he's basically saying that a lot of them are anti-work, and he was even against the idea of retiring at the age of 65. He doesn't even believe in the word work-life balance. And I'm like, Ben Shapiro, I don't like you now. I don't like you. I do like. I think that there is a. This is a little heavy. I do really really want to cover this right quick. But like, it's a little heavy, but just for a minute. It's interesting how people like Dave Ramsey and Ben Shapiro feel like, and I'm not saying this is wrong. I think there's different ways of thinking and different kinds of people, but like they believe that like you have to work in order to have a fulfilling life. I don't think that's necessarily the case for everybody. To me, work is a means to an end. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy your work. It doesn't mean you can't pursue something you're passionate about. And in fact, though, that I think that like a lot of times that can go together is, you have like a business that you run or whatever that's a means to an end. You still enjoy it, but it's not like your passion, right? That can happen too, but it can power your passion, something that's not monetizable. Not is every passion monetizable? I don't actually think so. It could be, but I doubt it. I think there are some passions that just aren't. And one passion might just simply be let me, one passion might be I like to enjoy my life, and that's all there is to it. But I think, and it made me think that like I think that whole mentality of you have to work in order to have a meaningful life. I think that comes from the industrial age, back when like everybody was like when that advice was very important to have. Does that make sense? Like that was a time period where that advice was the most beneficial for everyone if everyone did that. Where you go to work, you keep your mouth shut, you run a machine for 12 hours and you go home, basically, right? You just shut up and do what you're told. And that was the industrial age, and I think that's why that like is said. But I think that's like kind of like old knowledge. It was good for the time, but I think now we're in a creative time where you actually like it used to be you want the person that just shuts up. Now you want the person that doesn't shut up and like not always, but you want someone that's really figuring out easier ways to do things constantly. Does that make sense? Like but anyways, I think that what I was worried about is whether or not my sort of anti-work. I don't think this is the case, but I'm just saying. Just saying. I was worried that it's possible that my anti-work attitude. It's not that I'm against work, but like my work being a means to an end could be a problem, since to you, work is like an essential part of your life. Does that make sense? Beyond just that. What do you think about that? And it's okay to disagree or, you know, put a different perspective on it. Hmm. Right. Me too. Yeah. It could be a lot of that is due to the fact we haven't lived together yet or anything, so a lot of that's going to be very confusing. But I do think that if I like, I guess one way we could figure this out is by asking interesting questions. Like, if this, how would you feel about this? I guess that's all I can think of for the moment. Until like that's the best thing we could do in the meantime. And I think that could actually be effective. Like for example, um, if I were to, let's say I somehow won the lottery and I had like a freaking $1 billion. I don't know if the bill. I don't know how much the lottery's running right now, but let's just say it was $1 billion, and I won it. Okay, and I decided to put half of that into like something I can draw from, and then like another half into real estate so I can still grow. And that's all I did was just manage that real estate or pay someone to do so, just so I had like automatic money coming in and investments and still kept growing. So suddenly my money works harder than I do and grows harder than I would make it grow, at least for the minute, right? And so, I'd still manage it, but like suddenly I wouldn't have to work at a 40-hour work week and I could still make my nest egg grow drastically very quickly, right? And so what would you feel about that? Do you feel like not having that 9 to 5 attitude and staying at home and everything would be annoying, or would you want me to like try to start a business to further your goals? And would they even be financial, or would you want to see me trying to contribute in a different way, like supporting you and helping you in other ways?
I think for me, it would be talking about financial inclusion
Hmm.
versus contributing. I think for me, what's frustrating is all of okay, if your friends are hanging out with friends, okay, I would expect you to do something about substance, or at least crack the beer once a week.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
My dog keeps barking. Sorry. She wants to come outside.
Yeah, I just I got slightly annoyed. If you can see my stream, I was trying to sow and this plot of grass annoyed the fuck out of me. You see a little strip?
No, everything's growing.
Wait, it says it's growing. Wait, what? Did I grow it right on top of that? I didn't know I could do that. I don't know if it. I think it'll grow anyways. I think it's like leftover grass. I didn't know it could do that. I thought it didn't plant there, but it did.
It would be and like doing nothing to one thing to another. So it's been
You're.
like if
Oh,
you have
okay.
a teacher or something like that,
No. Okay.
if it's like a teacher also
I see what you're saying. And sort of, it's sort of in a way, and it's not, it's okay to say this. It's a semi disapproval of the way I was living my life when I didn't have my job for a little while. Actually, no, it's completely disapproval. Yeah, and so I think that's not a bad way to look at it. I think that's okay. Um, I guess when you say something of substance, it doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's something regarding like I think in the end you just don't want me to play games all day. That's literally it. You just don't want me, like even if it's like half the time, it's fine. Just do something every day that's like productive, I guess. Mm. How would you How would you feel if, I thought about this. Let's say I moved in with you and I had a job and I finished. Now, more than likely, by the way, with my new job and with my expenses, including Lyft, by the way, I've included that because of the new Price Lock. Price Lock is cheap as fuck. It's like the same as owning a car, but pretty close. But without, all the liabilities, right? All the risk. And so Lyft is actually a really good option because of that now. Because I pay $7.50 a morning for the ride there, and then $8.50 for the ride back. $1 tip per trip, not bad, if you ask me. So in the meantime, not a bad choice, especially since it's cold as fuck. I've been thinking about that for a long time. I almost bought a bunch of winter gear and decided to ride my e-bike, but I decided not to. I decided that's 8% of my income, so no, it's fine. I'm still doing my baby steps. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm doing fine. So, anyways, but I did find out that Dave Ramsey's Baby Step 3, which is 3 to 6 months emergency income, I was doing some research on whether you should do the 3 month or 6 month, and it depends on your situation. I have a very stable job, and I also have a higher tolerance of risk, and I don't have a lot of assets that can burn, right? And so it actually makes a lot of sense for me to take a little more risk and have a 3 month. And it's really not any risk at all because what fire is going to be bigger than $5,000? Not many. Yeah, go ahead. You can disagree. Oh no, no, no. You mean when I moved to New York later on? So yeah, no, absolutely. So I would argue like here, 3 month emergency fund is totally fine. There, I would need a 6 month for sure, and that would be drastically different. So here, my expenses are 1,600 a month. They're actually, yeah, that's 1,600 a month, and I think it's like 1,900 if you count Lyft. It's like 360 for Lyft a month, which isn't horrible. That's decent for saving 45 minutes in a day. Yes, 8% of my income. I'll take it. I'm okay with that. But I need more than that, and I would have probably got winter clothing and stuff. I was. It's one of those where it doesn't hurt me to go either way. It's really close. But with my current plan right now, if I do the 3 month now later on, before I move in with you, I will start saving up for my 6 month emergency fund based on what my expenses would be if I was living on my own there. I may start on this as soon as I move in, but either way, I'll have a $5,000 emergency fund by then. I'll be out of debt by then. Why is that plow not working? Oh, he's just okay. He's blacking up and moving forward. Okay, sorry, I was confused by what this guy was doing. I was like, what? But anyways, oh, it's on times 5 speed. That's why I didn't know that. I gotta fix that. I don't want it on times 5 speed right now. There we go. All right, where were we? So I was thinking right now it would take me maybe a couple weeks to get my emergency fund, my baby emergency fund back up. So that's baby step 1. and I only need to pay 1,500. I did do a lot of research on whether or not I had to pay back that car thing. More than likely, what happened, the way it works is whoever owns the debt, and yes, that is a thing, owning the debt. Do you know about that? Right. I thought you would, but whoever owns the debt is what in the world is this bot doing? Do you wait? Hold on. Do you see this shit? Oh, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? What is he doing? I'm just gonna let him do it. I don't care. Anyway, so where was I? I'm sorry, that distracted me. He's just like, I'm sorry, that's funny. Oh, video games are funny to me. All right, where were we? Yeah, so baby step 2 is paying that 1,500 off. I will have that done within a month. My amount that I can invest in every month, even with Lyft, is 1,700, roughly, very roughly. So like, baby step 1 and 2 will be gone within a month or two. Done. And I did do research on the debt. That's right. That's where I was at. Because they knew I was homeless at the time, they knew there was a very low chance that I'd pay back. And so it's been over 3 years. And depending on the state, and it's Tennessee, I have to do research on that too, but they can't, at a certain point, they can't even like try to call me to request that I pay the interest anymore. And so there's not much they could do right now unless I had like a house or something. And even then, the debt may still be too old. Now, the way it works is if you're in debt and people lose faith that you're going to pay off that debt, they sell that debt to I guess it's called a creditor. I don't know what they're called, but they literally purchase the debt for a nickel on the dollar, basically. And so now they don't. Wait, you already know this. I'm learning, okay? That's why I'm explaining it, okay? I've learned a lot listening to. Be proud of me, damn it. But anyways, there's a good chance that they're either not chasing me or they won't. So and actually after 10 years, they definitely for sure can't chase me for it. And it's already been like 3. So the only thing it'll hurt me on is credit. But now there's a couple things I need to say about that. If I had something hurting my credit, would it affect your credit if I got married with you? I'm gonna. Sorry, hold on. I'm so sorry. Brock messaged me. I left my e-bike. Yeah, I was telling. Brock is like, okay, sir. You okay, sir? You have been done for a long time, but your e-bike is still here. I said, yeah. Yeah, why are you still there? Huh. I said, yeah, I got tired and ordered a Lyft, Lamau. I'm going with Lyft for now. It's cold, Lamau. Why are you still there? No, we both had a busy day, so we did get back late, but we're not there now. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for checking on me. Dude, I don't know why, but I don't know if they're just giving me the princess treatment or what, or maybe I'm just whooping ass and I don't realize it. I probably am, honestly, because I'm already doing faster than the last worker did, just a little bit. But like I keep getting the truck, I keep whooping ass, and I get back to the hub and nobody's there. It's like I'm like one of the first people to pull up. I'm like, this is great. Mhm. I got my route figured out, man. I organize that truck every morning, scan everything, just all those things we were talking about before. I've learned some things aren't like laying a brick down one at a time. Some things don't work that way. Some things are a lot more like a house of cards. You either do all of it or you do none of it. Because if one card is missing, it all tumbles down. That's how it works. Anyways, but back to what I was talking about. Where was I? Oh yeah. So the car thing, I'm not going to worry about that for now. Now, let me ask AI because I think they'll know and they can actually do research for us how it might affect your credit or any of our aspects. Hey, ChatGPT, do you remember us discussing the old car loan I had and discussing the idea of possibly waiting it out instead?
I don't seem to have that specific memory about your old car loan.
Hold on. I know what to do. I can like click on a different chat, the one where we actually talked about it. Because sometimes he saves it in memory, so he always knows about it, and then sometimes it's only saved in the chat. Let me see if it's this chat. Hey, did we talk about possibly waiting out the old car loan?
Yes, we did touch on that earlier. We discussed the possibility of waiting out the old car loan and how, since it's an older debt, you might have some discretion in deciding when or if you want to address it. Here's a quick recap. Statute of limitations. If the debt is past a certain age, depending on your state's statute of limitations, the lender may no longer be able to sue you for it. However, it will still be on your credit report for up to 7 years from the date of the last payment. Credit impact. Ignoring it long term could affect your credit score, but since you plan to live debt free, the credit score impact might not matter as much. If you decide to address it later, you could potentially negotiate a settlement, especially if the debt has been sold to collections. If you're prioritizing your current baby steps, it makes sense to wait on handling the car loan until you're financially stronger. Once you're through baby steps 1, 2, and 3, you'll be better positioned to negotiate or decide if you want to address it at all. Does that align with what you're thinking?
Yeah, my only concern is we talked about whenever I might move in with Katie, hopefully. What I'm worried about is that she basically has a really good credit score. With this car loan on my name, if we got married, would it affect her credit in any way?
Great question. Generally speaking, your individual credit history and debts won't affect your partner's credit score directly, even after marriage. Here's how it works.
Hmm.
1. Separate credit histories. When you marry, each person retains their own credit report. Your past debts, like the car loan, won't show up on Katie's credit report or affect her score, as long as the debt remains in your name only. 2. Joint accounts. If you and Katie open joint accounts or take on joint debt together, like a mortgage, both of your credit histories can impact the terms of those accounts. However,
Mortgage.
any debt you incurred before marriage remains solely your responsibility. 3. Marriage and debt responsibility. In most cases, each become her responsibility. However, it's wise to handle it proactively if you're planning for shared financial goals or joint credit applications in the future. As long as you're keeping your finances separate, your old car loan won't affect her directly. However, if you do plan to share finances or apply for joint credit down the line, addressing the loan beforehand could help keep things smooth. Marriage doesn't automatically combine credit histories, so as long as you keep the loan in your name, Her credit should remain unaffected.
Okay, so what happens, say, if we had a joint account? What happens? Does that affect her credit specifically?
If you and Katie open a joint account, like a bank account, credit card, or loan, it can affect both of your credit scores. Here's how it works.
Hmm?
1. Credit cards and loans. For any joint credit account, such as a credit card or loan, both of you are equally responsible for the debt. The account will appear on both credit reports, and any activity, like missed payments or high balances, will affect both of your credit scores.
Well, we know
2.
that.
Positive or negative impact. If you maintain the joint
This
account
is talking
responsible,
about, like,
making on-time
what
payments,
happens to the
and
joint
keeping
account.
balances low, it can positively
Let me
impact
interrupt
both of
him.
your scores.
So let's say we did joint accounts. What I'm asking is, even like, will my past debts have affect her account in any way, even if we made a joint account? Does that make sense? Like, not anything decisions we made with that specific account, joint account, but I mean, will my previous debt that showed up for this car loan, could it do anything to her credit or hurt her ability to purchase things or anything like that?
Yes, I understand what you're asking. If you open a joint account, your past debts, like the car loan, will not directly affect Katie's credit score or her ability to make purchases with that joint account.
Okay.
Here's why. 1. Separate credit histories. Your car loan debt is tied specifically to your individual credit history, even if you both have a joint account.
Okay, what are you? Hold on. What are you asking then? Well, here's my question then. Here, my Katie's asking a question. She's asking, like, if we made a joint account and then they see my past debt, can they charge our joint account? Can they garnish it or take it out in order to pay off that past debt?
That's a very good question, and it's smart to consider the potential impacts on a joint account. Here's how it typically works. 1. Garnishment for individual debt. In most cases, if you have unpaid debt in your name only, creditors generally can't garnish a joint account that you share with someone else. Like Katie, they are only legally allowed to pursue accounts solely under your name.
Okay.
However, this can vary depending on the specific debt and local laws. 2. Exceptions for certain debts. In some states or situations, creditors may pursue joint accounts if they can show that the funds belong to the debtor, you. This could happen with certain types of debt, especially government-related debts, like taxes or student loans or court-ordered judgments. However, for typical consumer debt, like a car loan, they usually won't pursue a joint account shared with someone else. 3. Precautions to consider. If you're concerned about this possibility, you might consider keeping separate accounts or limiting how much is kept in the joint account to cover shared expenses, while maintaining personal accounts for the majority of each of your finances. This can provide a layer of protection if there's ever a concern about garnishment. To be certain, it's a good idea to consult with a financial advisor or attorney familiar with the laws in your state, especially if you're planning to keep significant funds in a joint account.
We'll be leaving in New York City, right?
But generally, creditors for individual debt can't access joint accounts for garnishment unless both account holders are legally responsible for that specific debt.
Okay, so it's not based on, so they can't come, so it's kind of like, it's almost like the joint account is like a different person in a way, right? Unless it's like a government-owned debt or like both people are responsible for that debt.
Yes, that's a great way to look at it. Think of the joint account almost like a separate entity. It's only vulnerable to garnishment for debts that both account holders are legally
So you'd be
responsible
fine then.
for.
Yeah, it would
Or in
not
rare
affect you.
cases, certain types of debts that are government-related, like taxes or federal student loans.
One other thing to mention, oh wait. One other thing to mention is that we'll be living in New York City. So are there any laws that will make that more dangerous at all?
Living in New York City does add some specific considerations, as New York has its own laws regarding debt collection and garnishment.
Really?
Generally, though, New York follows the same principle that
Oh, okay.
individual debts do not automatically affect joint accounts.
Okay, good.
Here's what to keep in mind. 1. Protection for joint accounts. In New York, creditors can only garnish accounts to collect on debts if the account is in the debtor's name. For typical consumer debts, like your car loan, they usually won't pursue a joint account unless both parties are liable.
Okay, you're good
New
then.
York also has strict rules about what creditors can access,
Really?
especially when funds in the account belong primarily to the non-debtor. 2. Exceptions in judgment debts. If a creditor obtains a court judgment against you, they could theoretically try to garnish funds from any account in your name. However, New York law protects certain funds like wages, Social Security, and retirement income up to specific limits. Even with a judgment, it's rare for them to go after a joint account unless both names are tied to the debt. 3. Exempt funds and protections. New York has strong protections for exempt funds, meaning money that can't be garnished. This includes certain income sources and a portion of the balance if it's clear that the funds belong to Katie and not to you. Additionally, New York limits the amount creditors can garnish to protect individuals and families.
Really?
To ensure full protection, it's often a good idea to maintain separate accounts for personal funds, keeping the joint account for shared expenses. If you're ever concerned about specific debts and garnishment in New York, consulting with a local attorney could provide peace of mind,
I mean,
especially if you're dealing with any complex financial situations. Overall, New York's laws generally protect joint accounts unless the debt is shared or government related, so you should be well protected under typical circumstances.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Real quick question then. Do you think that this debt, if I didn't do anything about it, considering they're most likely not going to chase me for it, do you think there's any chance at all that it would affect her negatively in any way?
If you decide not to address the debt, it should not affect Katie directly as long as, 1. The debt remains solely in your name. Since the car loan is your individual debt, it will stay on your credit report and won't transfer to Katie's report or affect her credit score, even if you're living together. 2. You keep financial accounts separate. As long as the debt is in your name and you're not applying for joint credit tied to this debt, it won't impact her finances. The main areas where the
Joint
debt
credit
could be
tied to this
directly
debt, that's the
affected
key part.
be
Yeah,
joint
okay.
credit applications. If you apply for a joint loan or mortgage, your credit history, including this debt,
Well,
could affect
I'm
the
not
terms
getting
or
any
interest
kind
rates
of
you
loan
qualify for
ever.
together. But this impact would be specific to joint applications and wouldn't affect her independent credit profile, shared financial goals.
I mean, you know I'm on the Dave
Depending
Ramsey
on your
plan, so
plans,
I'm like,
this
fuck
debt
that.
might
So
factor into shared financial decisions or goals,
that's not a
especially
problem.
if you aim to qualify for larger loans together in the future. As long as you're not sharing responsibility for this debt and it stays solely in your name, Katie's credit and financial standing should remain unaffected.
Okay, there
It
you go.
sounds like you're keeping things very intentional, so you're well prepared to manage this while protecting her finances.
I mean, that sounds right then. Yeah, it shouldn't affect you at all then. As long as, like, I don't know. As long as you don't, like, co-sign for it somehow or something, which would never happen. But I get what he said about maybe if we applied for another loan, then it would, like, kind of join it together. But I think it's only associated as a joint account, like it's a third person in a way, from what I'm understanding. I think that's right. And so, but that's not going to matter anyways because I don't think either. So you're not going to borrow money because you don't have to. I'm not going to borrow money because I'm on Dave Ramsey's plan and I believe in his philosophy of no debt, and for even more reasons than he does. And so, yeah. So I mean, I assume that comforts you that I'm like, like anti-debt now, right? Like I'm never gonna like be like, oh, let me get a loan so I can start this. No, fuck that shit. No. I wouldn't even borrow money from you to start a business. I wouldn't do that. The worst I would do, and I thought about this, is after baby step 3, and I'm on baby step 4, 5, and 6, and 7 technically, because 4 is the 15% to retirement. I would take 3 months to try to pursue something I'm passionate about, which might be YouTube. And I'd call that like my YouTube phase, right? And then if it doesn't work, we'll have numbers, we'll look at stuff, and it looks like it's something I'll enjoy, we'll go for it. If it doesn't look like something I'll enjoy, if it doesn't look like I'm hitting any kind of numbers at all, we might drop it. We'll make the decision as we go, right? And then, but more than likely, I think, normally you would like have a normal job and then do that on the side, right? And this would make you feel more comfortable because you know that I'm pursuing it on the side. You don't have to worry about my independence. But I think if you knowing that I'm only doing it for 3 months and then calling it yay or nay, and then we'll decide to extend that if it seems profitable or if it seems like something I enjoy and it seems like I'm making some progress, maybe we'd extend it for 3 months, see what happens, But you would need to know that I'm really putting my heart and soul into that, and I would prove that to you. And if I wasn't, and you didn't, I didn't make it the deal. Like I say, deal. No, I'd make the stipulations of that very clear. Like if it doesn't even look like to you that I'm putting a lot of effort in, I would still put it down, and then immediately go back to getting a job if I decided to do that. I'm not saying I would. More than likely, I would try to. I want at least to have my first 3 baby steps done first, but I I've done the math on this. Roughly speaking, within 8 months or to a year, I'll have all 3 baby steps done. That's including a 3 month emergency fund, not 6. That'll change when I move in with you. So immediately when I move in with you, um, my baby step 3 would change, and I go back to that to rebuild my emergency fund. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You want to feel like if anything happened for whatever reason, that you know I'm with you because I want to be and not because I'm stuck, right? That's what it is, right? That would make you feel absolutely comfortable. So,
Not even just stuck because
yeah.
I'm a means to an end of this.
hmm hmm Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot too. I've known that, like, the main thing is that you're not a means to an end. And the way you know that is even if I was by myself, I would still be doing roughly the same thing, whatever that is. But one way you can know beyond just words and in a way beyond actions is if I did have I would need, basically you would know I would have financial independence even though I'm living with you. That's the main thing. So like,
I'm really anxious.
oh, I'm sorry. Why?
This is a really heavy conversation to listen to, and
Oh,
I'm anxious.
sorry. I really wanted to go into this. I've been thinking about this for a long time because,
I wasn't asking advice.
yeah, there was a lot weighing in my mind I need to talk about with you, and because the whole the way we have different philosophies about work is important. And I didn't want to wait to talk about it anymore. And I want you to know that no matter what you say, no matter what you think, it is okay to bring it up in any moment. And when you're ready to talk about it, we can talk about it. And I think we should, honestly, I know it makes you anxious, but sometimes I feel like we should talk more about it, not less. But I don't know.
I don't mind talking more about it. A lot of times it's
Notice.
this, yeah, let's set it, let's do this on Thursday, or let's do, you know what I mean? That's, I think, what I need.
That's fair
It's
enough.
those conversations
Okay.
instead of it being like, okay, I'm going to tell you about this real quick.
Random.
And then develop into a 40-minute conversation.
It was spontaneous. Yeah.
I'm stressed out and I don't want my family to listen.
Okay. I'm sorry about that, maybe.
It's okay. And Jackson sent me a message. He felt bad. He was like, you've heard this name. It's been on for months now. I'm like, okay. And I don't want to fight with him because it's so sensitive topic.
Mm.
And I know he's listening to Coach Seven. And I told him I'm stressing about my emails. There we go.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Go ahead. The little shit. Cats. It's all about them, isn't it? Cats. It's all about them, isn't it? Hey, I'm sorry for being so sudden notice, but thanks for talking about that with me. I'm gonna work on being more, what's the word with this? Hold on, let me think. Spontaneous? I need to work on being, there's a word for this. I think more. You know what? I will say though, I was more aware of it than I normally am, and I said like, hey, I know I'm doing this, but maybe I felt like I needed it and I didn't want to wait any longer, or I couldn't wait any longer. It was very important to me, so maybe there's that too. But I think there's going to be times when that's necessary, but sometimes like it's not going to be like that most of the time. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Some scientist really needs to figure out why the hell they put their butt in your face. That's got to be a thing. I know it is. It has to. Why they put their butt in your face? It's got to be a fucking thing. Don't be afraid to pick her up by the scruff and say no. It won't hurt her. It also helps to have a very specific sound you make when you say no, or tone. Try. Yeah, I'm playing Farming Game. I don't know why, but this what? What the fuck? Oh my god, the AI is so dumb it couldn't make the turn, so it just stood there like, I don't know how to continue. Does it make you feel more comfortable that you know that I will not stop until I'm financially very independent and safe, and that I'm not going to go into debt? It does? Okay. I'll have to make more decisions later as I go, but now that I'm understanding this better, it's... Oh, I love you, baby. Did you just write that? Thanks. I told the AI worker where to go, and I'm just waiting. I have to refill the seeds. Among Us. I can join you. I'm coming. Any chance?
Taken from your game.
Listen, any chance I get to play with my girlfriend in a video game, I'm taking.
Any chance what?
That I get to play video games with my wife, I'm playing. Video games with my wife?